Rain tapped softly against the hospital's emergency room windows, a steady percussion in the night. Inside, the fluorescent lights cast their unforgiving white glare over every wound, every shadow. Rubber soles squeaked on the tile floor. Somewhere down the corridor, a monitor beeped in slow, steady rhythm. A muffled groan drifted from a far corner. Dr. Suman Khan, Dr. Suman, to everyone was on duty. She was a woman of steady hands and steel nerves, born in Michigan to Pakistani immigrant parents. She carried both worlds in her posture, the quiet resilience of her heritage, and the brisk precision America demanded. A nurse approached. "Doctor, new patient. Condition S, bad." The stretcher rolled in. A tall man lay on it, almost entirely swaddled in bandages. Only his eyes were visible, eyes that seemed to hold years of fear and exhaustion, compressed into a single, unblinking stare. "Please," he whispered, voice trembling but urgent. "Please don't take off my bandages." Suman's brows knit. "Why not? I know, you're a doctor. You have to check. But I'm begging you, don't." Something in his tone went straight to the heart, the kind of plea that carried a secret, something deep and unspeakable. But protocol was protocol. Bandages had to be removed, wounds inspected, infection ruled out. She tried a small, reassuring smile. "I'll be gentle. I promise." He closed his eyes, breathing in long and slow, as if bracing for a storm. The first layer came away easily, a stale mix of blood and sweat. But as more gauze unwound, an acrid smell seeped out, metallic and burnt, unlike the usual odor of wounds. And then, the truth began to emerge. These weren't just injuries. The flesh bore deep, deliberate burns and cuts, arranged in cruel shapes. Words. Large English letters carved into his skin. "Traitor. No country. Stay silent." Suman's hands faltered. "My God, who did this to you?" His eyes glistened, but he kept his lips sealed for a moment, almost ashamed. "I told you, you shouldn't have looked." But the truth was already there between them, a story etched in human flesh. Finally, he began to speak, halting, each sentence breaking under its own weight. "I was a translator. Afghanistan. I worked for the U.S. Army. Risked my life for them, turned my back on my village, my family, my people. They promised, when the war was over, they'd take me to America. A new life." He stopped to catch his breath. Outside, the rain thickened against the glass. When the evacuation came, I got to the airport. But there was a list. My name wasn't on it. I hid my uniform, but the militia found me. They knew I'd worked for the Americans. They dragged me through the streets. People watched. No one stopped them. Suman's throat tightened. "They told me you are a traitor. You belong nowhere. And then, they pressed hot iron to my skin, made sure everyone would know, even if I survived." His voice faltered, the memory still burning. "Somehow I escaped. Smugglers took me to Pakistan, then Mexico, then across the border. I thought it was over. But here I'm just another illegal." The room went silent. The beeping of the monitor suddenly seemed louder. Suman stared at him, her medical chart heavy in her hand, but heavier still was the weight that couldn't be written down, the weight of a man whose homeland had disowned him, and whose promised refuge had turned its face away.